make it personal about anything.
But I think you
I'm
are. I think you are.
Asking.
I mean, you are. This man's. You are. And this man's livelihood. I don't know why you would question this man's livelihood. He's working. He's working, and I think you should be happy for that. You shouldn't be questioning.
Who are we talking about?
Well, what man did you talk about in the last call?
About Charles. You said it was a.
No, you were talking about
to me personally.
the mayor.
That's who I was talking about.
No, you were talking about the mayor, L.C. Jones.
Oh, well, I wasn't even about him. I was referring to what you said about Charles. And
no, you had talked about him.
Responsible to answering my questions.
No, you had talked about him. That was the last part of the conversation.
Well, that's not what I'm talking about now.
But it was then.
I'm talking about referring to what you referred to about Charles having to answer to me personally. And that's not what I was, I thought the public would be interested in that.
No, I think what you're looking to do is create a firestorm of something that maybe somebody did something wrong.
No, I'm not.
You don't look for
I'm not accusing anybody of anything.
You might not be accusing them, but you want to imply.
I'm not implying anything. I'm just asking for transparency.
Well, but let me ask you this question. Bottom line is, when you ask for transparency, you're asking for a personal contract. Or a contract.
I
think there's an ulterior motive here.
And a private entrance.
Sure, but I think you've got an ulterior motive. And
what?
You've got an ulterior motive because in that same conversation, you want to talk about reversion.
On trial for my motives.
No. You want to talk about reversion, and then you're talking about the mayor who's working a job.
Well, the issue I was talking about that I'm being sidetracked on is that it's personal, that I want Charles to answer to me personally. Mm-hmm. And I don't want that. It's just I thought it would be in the public's interest for transparency. That's all I'm saying, just very simply.
Well, right, but you also said that about the mayor for public transparency. Now let me ask this question, and this is what really bothers me.
Are we changing the subject?
No, you are. Because
I was just talking
you were
about Charles.
No, in the last conversation.
Well, that was what I'm talking about. This conversation.
Well, I'm sure you are, but the two of them mesh.
It's okay.
And it really I'm thinking, and usually if I think it, I'm going to say it. But it bothers me. It really does. When you look at a man who is working to feed his family, to pay his bills. Would you say that about him? And I'm just going to say it like I see it. Would you say that if he weren't black? And that bothers me.
No, it doesn't have anything to do with that.
Sure it does. It really bothers me when you've got someone that is working. He was working in a job. They didn't like what he was doing.
Being a racist?
What I'm telling you is how you come across.
Me of being a racist.
I'm telling you how you come across. And if you don't
want me of being a racist.
If you don't like what I'm saying, then don't call in. But when you call in, expect to be challenged when you say something.
I can disagree with you and not like what you say and still have a discussion.
But don't expect me not to say something when you say something that is totally off the grid.
Is that what you're saying? You're implying that.
I'm telling you what I just heard.
What basis do you have that on?
Oh, I don't know. For as many times as you've called in and wanted to know about his personal life, his working environment, and all this kind of thing.
I just wanted to know about his public life.
Oh.
About his jobs, and that's all been public. I haven't said anything about his private life.
But this is the question. What business is it of yours, his public work, if he's doing a legitimate job, getting a legitimate paycheck, paying his bills? Okay. No, you're saying it is your business, and it's not.
I did not say it wasn't legitimate. I was just raising some questions.
Mm-hmm. You are implying.
I didn't make any statements. I just asked that is his job in jeopardy if he did something that the county didn't like as mayor. That's all I said.
Right.
But I know you're kind of jaded in one direction, it seems to me, my opinion.
Wait just a minute. In your opinion, I am jaded. The fact of the matter is, sometimes people don't see things the way you see them, and they're listening to what you're saying and how you're saying it.
I'm not saying everybody. I'm always right either.
Well, give,
I'm always learning something.
give the man
That's the way
the
I
benefit
learn,
of the
asking
doubt.
questions and hearing other people's responses.
Well, give the man the benefit of the doubt.
I am. I'm just,
No, you're not.
I didn't say anything about him.
Yes, you did.
I was just talking about his position in the county and what the county, how he gets paid, and if his job is in jeopardy if he does something that the county finds displeasing.
All right, you just said it. You said how he gets paid.
That there might be a conflict of interest.
Well, then the city should have kept him on.
Okay, well, that was it. He was the one that quit.
Well,
he wasn't fired.
What options?
I think they made an exception in his case. But he was
I think
the
you
one
need to
that made
get
that
over
decision.
it.
Nobody put a gun to his head and told him to leave.
Well, I think you need to get over it. He won the election, and people have confidence in him.
I'm over it.
No, you're not.
I'm over it. I accept the fact that he won. I'm not saying he didn't. I'm just asking. He's working for the county now, and he's the mayor of Martinsville, and that by itself, am I going to have to do a FOIA to get those contracts?
That's up to you.
Okay.
But what it tells me,
why are you hiding them?
You know what?
What?
Are you serious? Who's hiding what?
Well, why aren't you transparent? I thought everybody was about transparency, and why isn't the county transparent? Why can't we see those contracts?
I'm sure you can.
Why can't we see the contract that Charles had with the county?
Let me put it to you this way. I don't make those decisions.
Okay, well,
but
all right. Well,
let me ask you a question. Are you? If you want to accuse me one more time, then I'll just tell you.
The question.
Don't
I didn't accuse
call
you of anything.
in.
I said, why won't you against transparency?
There's nothing wrong with transparency, but I think what you are doing and what you have been doing is accusing people of doing something.
Anybody.
Sure, you're insinuating.
I didn't insinuate anything.
Then you need to listen to yourself.
I said I could be wrong. I might be a dummy. Educate me. Let's see. Let's put it all out on the table. What have I accused anybody of? I said it's probably all above board and just fine.
Well, then if it is, then you should not insinuate that someone is doing something. Sure you are.
No, I'm not. I am not. What have you got to hide?
See, there we go again. Let me put it to you this way. And I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this once and only one more time.
Okay.
I have nothing to hide.
Okay. Well,
don't accuse me of doing that.
Bye-bye.
And don't accuse anyone else of doing something wrong. And this man is going to run for city council?